The Nintendo 3DS is a handheld console beloved by many, but it also holds obscure facts that you may not know about. From hidden Easter eggs to cancelled games, today we will uncover 20 of the most obscure 3DS facts. Putting this list together was quite challenging as it took a while to find facts that haven't been previously covered, but anyway, let's dive in with number 1. Nintendo stopped releasing first-party games after the release of Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn in 2019, but there were still physical cartridges being made for games up until 2021 when Nintendo discontinued the manufacturing of cartridges in North America. According to PMP Games, cartridges for the 3DS are still being produced, though it's only the UAE version. These cartridges are essentially identical to the North American release, and the only noticeable difference is the logo on the case. Despite the 3DS being out of production since 2020, the latest financial report reveals that the software sales figures surpassed 392 million games sold as of September 2024. Another interesting thing is the fact that the 3DS has somehow shipped 740,000 games since the eShop's closure in March 2023, with an increase of 80,000 units in the past 3 months. In American 3DS consoles, declining to buy a game from the Street Pass Plaza will cause the rabbit to say, "Oh, I see," but in European consoles it'll say "fair enough." This is because of a European law that forbids manipulating children to make payments. In 2012, a total of 3 Nintendo 3DS games with spelling mistakes on their cover spines were released, such as Naruto Powerful Shippuden, One Piece Unlimited Cruise SP, and most notably Resident Evil Revelations. All of these were eventually fixed. Kid Icarus Uprising almost became a Star Fox game. When Nintendo's former president Satoru Iwata asked game director Masahiro Sakurai to make a 3DS game, he came up with a Star Fox prototype which ended up turning into the flying sections of Uprising. Many owners of Pokemon Ruby Sapphire have reported their 3DS cartridges suddenly stopped working, a problem believed to affect certain batches produced during the game's launch. Persona Q is also experiencing similar issues. Upon careful inspection and disassembly of the cartridge by YouTuber Voultar, it appears that the most likely cause is fatigue in the solder joints of the surface-mounted TSOP memory components after repeated insertions. This can create breaks in the address and data bus lines, disrupting the connection between the cartridges and the 3DS hardware. Reflowing the solder of these components can restore the cartridge to full working order with the save data intact. It's also an interesting potential fix, even if it cannot be confirmed as a 100% solution at this point. In Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo, there is a unique feature that no other 3DS games utilize. The game offers an option to link Happy Home Designer data, allowing players to connect their data with a valid copy of Happy Home Designer, either physical or digital, to unlock new items in New Leaf. If you selected that you own a physical copy of Happy Home Designer, the game will prompt you to insert the Happy Home Designer cartridge to verify ownership. Typically, when you remove a cartridge from the 3DS, the console displays a screen indicating that the game has been ejected. However, in this case, such screen does not appear. This is because all the necessary data is loaded into the system beforehand. After selecting the retail version, the game unlocks the cartridge and SD card on a system level, allowing you to remove your Animal Crossing New Leaf cartridge without any data loss or issues. To prevent potential data loss or exploits, the home button is disabled during this process. If you attempt to falsely claim ownership of Happy Home Designer or decline checking for Happy Home Designer data, the game will close and return you to the home menu. WWE Brawl was a brand new WWE wrestling game announced in 2011 for release on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Wii. Unlike THQ's annual WWE releases, Brawl was a spin-off intended to be more fast-paced party fighting game similar to Smash Bros or Power Stone. However, the game was never released, presumably due to THQ's financial difficulties at the time. In 2024, YouTuber Nichslvl found a prototype cartridge of a previously unknown Nintendo 3DS version that was found and shared online. When the new Nintendo 3DS came out, Nintendo incorporated IPS screens instead of TN screens previously used on original 3DS models, but not every model would have IPS screens, as some could either have one IPS screen, one TN screen, or it could have both IPS screens or TN screens. People who knew about it called it the 3DS screen lottery. The only way to check which screens you have is if you view the system from the side. If the system is clearly visible, it means you have an IPS screen. If it isn't, then it's a TN screen. On April 8th, 2024, the Nintendo Network service for the 3DS and Wii U was officially discontinued. However, some players managed to stay connected to the service even after they were shut down. LCD 101 remained on the Splatoon servers for 68 days, and Slithery Sheep stayed on the Super Mario Maker servers for 99 days. Fish Guy 6564 was the last Mario Kart 7 player remaining on the servers and the last user on the service, but sadly his streak ended at 209 days, marking the end of the Nintendo Network service. Publications reported that another remake in the vein of Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia had been in development for the Nintendo 3DS, but was just one of the few games cancelled after the sales of Mario & Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser's Jr.'s Journey. The sales were so poor that it caused the closure of its developer Alpha Dream. While the reports noted that the game could be moved to the Nintendo Switch, no Fire Emblem remakes have been released on that platform to date. The Nintendo Fan Network was an interactive software program created by Nintendo in 2007 that gives visitors to the T-Mobile Park access to baseball game stats, video, and remote food ordering during the Seattle Mariners games via their Nintendo DS, Nintendo DSi, and later Nintendo 3DS. It was created due to Nintendo's former ownership with the team. It was removed from the Nintendo 3DS eShop sometime after 2019, possibly after Nintendo sold off most of the shares that it held on the Seattle Mariners team, only retaining a 10% stake in the team. Shigeru Miyamoto originally came up with the idea for Nintendogs when he and his family bought a dog, which inspired him to create the project. When Nintendogs plus Cats released on the Nintendo 3DS, Miyamoto stated that the idea of dogs and cats getting along came from his own pets. This made him think of the Disney movie The Incredible Journey, a Disney film he saw as a child. It's about two dogs and a cat who go on a journey to return to their owners after their owners leave on a trip and entrust them to a friend. He stated that making a game called Nintendo Cats just didn't seem right for Nintendo, so he brought cats into the game. Nintendo likes to keep Miyamoto's life private due to the fact that his hobbies would lead to inspiration for future titles. For instance, soon after expressing his love for dogs, Nintendo announced Nintendogs, and before Pikmin was even announced, he discussed how he imagined little things living in the dirt while he was gardening. Present in the Debug MPO folder is a 3D picture of a rhinoceros skull named resizable.mpo, taken with the Fujifilm FinePix Real 3D W1 camera. The photo was taken at the Tenuji Zoo in Osaka, Japan. Interestingly, this picture was taken on March 29, 2009 and edited with GIMP on August 12, 2010, 6 months before the release of the 3DS. Another image is found in the Street Pass Mi Plaza, though this one's in 3D. The 3DS eShop used the title theme music from Mario Kart Double Dash as a possible dummy track for the Spot Pass distributed background music. It is stored within the Boss BGM test directory. Before Kid Icarus Uprising release, an accessory for the Nintendo 3DS called Circle Pad Pro was made that had a second circle pad and 2 additional shoulder buttons. When used, this accessory increased the processor load up to 5%, but because the system was already pushing its limits, the developers couldn't fully support it. If you play Super Mario 64 DS on a 3DS system, the black light off button in the settings is completely broken. Instead of turning off the black light, it becomes a graphics off button since the black light remains on and the entire game disappears instead. In Adventure Time, Hey Ice Cream, why did you steal our garbage? If you do the Konami code on the title screen, Pen Ward will appear on the screen and sing and dance with 4-bit images of Finn and Jake. This is also known as the secret screen song and only works in the 3DS version of the game. When the 3DS launched on March 27, 2011 in North America, Nintendo included a 3D music video of OK Go's White Knuckles viewable in 3D and 2D. At the end of the video, the system notes that the music video will be deleted within the next system update. 3D Challenge is an unreleased tech demo developed by Nintendo for the Nintendo 3DS. Previously only shown to the press at E3 2010, it demonstrated how the 3DS 3D capabilities could be potentially applied by developers in a gameplay context. In 2020, 3D Challenge was released online following its discovery on a 3DS dev unit and a successful dump of the game's contents. There were more tech demos shown to the press and they were called 3D Paddle Ball and 3D Jumper, but another tech demo called 3D Hopper was found recently. As of now, there's no footage for these other tech demos. Honorable mentions. At E3 2010, color variations for the Nintendo 3DS were revealed, but there were also 2 other color variations revealed that were never released. These are Metallic Green and Metallic Orange. A version of Seaman was long rumored to be in development for the Nintendo 3DS. After the passing of Nintendo President Satoru Iwata, Seaman creator Yuta Saito revealed in his memorial comments that Iwata had asked him to create a Seaman title for the Nintendo 3DS. Saito had started work on it, but undisclosed complications led to its cancellation. In my first ever video, I covered a piece of lost media for the Nintendo 3DS, which I'll touch again in this video. When Nintendo Video was active, there was a series of shorts created to promote Tomodachi Life. Unfortunately, 2 out of the 8 supposed episodes have been found and the rest remain lost. Much of the content from Nintendo Video is also lost, but if you want to know the full story, be sure to check out that video linked below. And that's all I have for today. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video, and I hope you learned something new about the 3DS. Be sure to check out my other content, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for similar content like this. As always, take care.